The past 6 months have been, to put it mildly, a very difficult time for the country. First, the Democrats dragged the nation through the phony impeachment proceedings without even specifying a crime. Then the coronavirus hit, and blue state governors decided to flatten the curve by flattening our economy and our constitutional rights. And now we're in the midst of mass demonstrations and still some rioting breaking out in major cities. And with the 2020 election now just 4.5 months away or so, the GOP has to make sure its platform actually speaks to the horrors and the hardship that this country is experiencing. It should also give people hope that our best days are indeed ahead of us. They're not behind us. Well, lucky for them, the Ingraham angle has put together some platform prerequisites. First, we will redouble our efforts to preserve for all Americans their freedom of speech, freedom of religion, freedom of press, and freedom of assembly. We lost a lot more than just our booming economy in those lockdowns, and even with states reopening, millions of Americans are still unable to attend church services, go to weddings, or any other large gatherings for that matter. Well, unless you're looting, rioting, or hurling obscenities at cops, of course, then it's okay. Our sacrosanct freedoms should only be abridged in true emergencies and only pursuant to laws passed by elected officials, not by decrees issued by governors or mayors, especially those who don't even follow their own rules.
Chicago's mayor, Lightfoot, is spotted breaking social distancing to get a haircut.
Governor Pritzker in Illinois sends his family to Florida to play on their estate and then locks down the whole state and tells them what they can't do.
While Governor Whitmer was urging residents to stay at home over Memorial Day weekend, the governor's husband, Mark Mallory, was pushing to get his boat in the water. Mallory tried to name drop the governor to get it done.
Number 2, we want prosperity for all Americans. And to achieve this goal, we will protect basic property rights. But we will also stop efforts by multinational companies to ship jobs offshore. Think about it. 21 million Americans almost are drawing on unemployment right now. And while the jobless rate is coming down as states reopen, the numbers are unacceptable. So instead of Congress just greenlighting more debt-funded welfare benefits, Congress should make sure American workers do not have to compete unfairly with foreign workers. Now, Trump's already done the unimaginable by bringing China to the negotiating table with tariffs and by replacing the disaster that was NAFTA with the USMCA. But we need to do a lot more. Now, we could start by bringing back our medical supply chains from China, the country, of course, that unleashed COVID on the rest of the world. Never again should we be held hostage by the CCP for vital medical equipment and medications. Now, when the next pandemic hits, and of course it will, they should be coming to us for help, not the other way around. Third, we want all Americans to feel safe inside and outside their homes. And that means swift and sure punishment for violent crime, especially in poor neighborhoods. It also means supporting the men and women who put their lives on the line every day to protect us.
Stop treating us like animals and thugs, and start treating us with some respect. Nobody talks about all the police officers that were killed in the last week in the United States of America.
We already know what happens when blue lives no longer matter. We see tragedies like the cold-blooded murder of retired Captain David Dorn in St. Louis, or the 3 officers in Buffalo who were run over by a peaceful protester in an SUV. And Officer Shea Michelonis in Las Vegas, who was shot in the head during a peaceful protest. And he may be on a ventilator for the rest of his life, not even 30 years old. Now, no police department is perfect, and bad cops should be weeded out. Cops that commit criminal actions should be jailed. The punishment should be severe. But defunding police because of the evil acts of a very small number is dangerous. We already know what a police-free society looks like.
Response times for crimes in progress were over 15 minutes. About 3 times as long as the average of every year. If that is your mother, your sister, your cousin, your neighbor's kid that is being raped, robbed, assaulted, and otherwise victimized, you're not going to want to have to report that it took the police 3 times longer to get there.
Number 4, we recognize that the Chinese Communist Party is a grave threat to the United States, and we'll take all measures necessary to prevent it from endangering our national interests. Now, for starters, we should prohibit American companies from doing any work in China that would benefit the Chinese military or enable the communist regime to further oppress its own citizens. Tech companies, we're talking to you. We absolutely need to keep the Chinese from infiltrating and undermining our institutions of higher learning. And that means no more CCP funding for American universities. But let's go a step further and pass legislation recently proposed by Senator Tom Cotton.
It's a scandal to me that we have trained so many of the Chinese Communist Party's brightest minds to go back to China to compete for our jobs, to take our business, and ultimately to steal our property and design weapons and other devices that can be used against the American people. So I think we need to take a very hard look at the visas that we give to Chinese nationals to come to the United States to study.
Number 5, we believe that America remains the best hope for a better life and a better world. And we pledge to teach our children the truth about this country, both the good and the bad, and to encourage them to honor the sacrifices of all those patriots who came before us.
We've got to teach history based not on what's in fashion, but what's important. If we forget what we did, we won't know who we are.
Now, finally, we know that freedom requires a fighting spirit. Tyrants, both large and small, hate this country. They hate its people and their freedoms. They want to force us to live under rules that they make up, while they'll be free to do as they want. Left unchecked, they'll create a divided country and a divided world, with the rulers enjoying special privileges and the ruled, well, you'll just be trampled. Ever since the days of the Revolution, average Americans have fought against this sort of tyranny, and we pledge to continue this fight, no matter the odds, and to give our children and grandchildren of all races and creeds a freer and better world, both here and abroad. And that's the angle.